All right, so we're going to talk about the major scale with economy picking worksheet, which looks like this. And today we're just going to talk about how to practice this top line, 357, 357, and so on. So, but the same is going to apply for practicing this entire sheet. All right, so we're using economy picking for this, and the picking pattern stays the same throughout this entire page. Whether all the ascending, same pattern, descending is the same pattern. So the best way for us to really get accurate with this is to practice along to either a metronome or a drum machine. So a metronome is just basically like a simple click track that we set to a certain beats per minute. The higher the beats, the faster it's going to be. Lower, the slower it's going to be. But we want to be practicing to a metronome or a drum machine that keeps that rhythm constant and steady. So I'm going to use a drum machine. I've been enjoying using drum machines. It makes it a little more musical for practicing these. So I'm going to get one going. I'm going to set it to a beats per minute, which is comfortable for me, which I picked 75. I would say, start at 60, 65 if you're new to this exercise. And then, increase the beats per minute. But you want to find a spot where it's, comfortable enough where you're not making any mistakes. And then you want to go through it a few times. So the first way I want to do is go through exercise 1, the 357, 357, using only quarter notes. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm counting in quarter notes where each beat, 1, 2, 3, 4. Quarter note equals one beat. So now I'm going to practice this scale using quarter notes. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So I went through that in quarter notes. Now we want to take it to eighth notes. But we want to go through it, if you played that through in quarter notes, no problem. Move on to eighth notes. So now we have 1 and 2 and 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 4 and we're going to keep going. So that was eighth notes. So eighth notes basically where instead of 4 notes per measure, now we have 8 notes crammed into that measure of 4 beats. 1 and 2 and 3. Keep missing it. All right, so now if we can get to, so we want to go through the eighth notes maybe like 4 or 5 times, nice and cleanly until we move on, or increase the speed, increase the beats per minute. Next, you want to practice it as 16th notes, and for that we're going to count it as 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E. Let me go 1E. Find the 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a... Whoa. 2, 3E and a 4E and a... 3, 4... So that's how we want to practice those, as quarter notes, eighth notes, and 16th notes. But we want to do it with the metronome. And then once you can play through cleanly, increase the beats per minute by like 3 to 5 beats per minute. So I'm at 75, maybe I'll boost it up to 78. Let me turn off this drum track. Another thing too is this is something that is great to practice for 5-10 minutes, 10 minutes or so, and keep track. Keep like a log of where you're at. You can keep a little notebook where you write the date and you did how many reps at how many beats per minute. So you're like, all right, today's December 17th. I was at 75 beats per minute 5 times through quarter notes, 5 times through eighth notes, 5 times through 16th notes. Tomorrow's the 18th. I worked on it for 10 minutes, did 80 beats per minute, quarter, eighth, and 16th notes. The next week you're gonna boost up to 90 beats per minute, and so on. That's how you're gonna develop speed, memorization, and develop this picking technique all at the same time. But we really want to be practicing this exercise with a metronome or drum track. All right.